Well, hero chat. Oh, glory to our communist overlords. Let me just say, I want to earn some good boy points. I love China. Oh, it's fantastic. There's nothing that China does that bothers me. Is my social credit score going up? Is that working? I hope so. I wouldn't be I wouldn't I wouldn't want to offend the people in charge of all my entertainment. That would be terrible. He does look like Winnie the Pooh, doesn't he? That side by side comparison. Is there a striking resemblance? I think there is. Oh, what's that, Dr. Peterson? You wanted to say something? Oh, something not related to China, but you just wanted to join the stream for the fun of it? Okay. Uh, Unexpected guest, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jordan Peterson, fresh out of rehab. Got over that pill issue, put down that cocaine's come to join us and spread the good news. What's up, Mr. Pete? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Listen to me. Dr. Peterson, what's going on?
Milky, milky, warm and tasty. Mommy, milky, please be hasty. Refreshing drink from mommy's udders. I want mommy's and no others. Give it, give it, give it now.
Truly words to live by. I think we can all agree to that. I mean, that's just basic sound life advice. How could you deny that? Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of political stuff. I don't know, am I okay to talk about it? Are we allowed to? If I talk about Hong Kong or Tibet or any of those sore points or even mention Winnie the Pooh, I might be banned in China like everybody else is. Oh, I've watched this develop over the last 2 days. All this ridiculous, crazy shit. And I had to do a stream on it. It was either that or a video, and I figured, I like my super berries. I'll do a stream. Blizzard, what the fuck are you doing? Now, I know, there's a lot of political history to what's going on here. I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm not here to talk about Hong Kong and the freedom movement taking place in it. Not going to talk about the just all that big brow, high intellect stuff. I'll leave that to the pundits. Okay, I'm just a dumb fucking American. I don't understand any of that until you fuck with my Vidya, and then I've got some hot takes. I've got some hot opinions. Shoot some chicks in the eye, China. I don't care. But if you fuck with my video games, suddenly I'm paying attention. Let me pull up. Where is it? I've got a whole nice little selection set out here of Zinnie the Pooh. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, there's May. She's our little freedom fighter. Look at her. Fuck the system. She's not taking shit from anybody. Our girl's not taking a goddamn ounce of crap. And let's look at our glorious leader. Clearly a bastion of moral, upright behavior. Unless he's in leather outfits marching in pride parades. Now, I'm not saying that's really him. This could be an elaborate deep fake. Or he could like to take dick really deep. Your choice, deep fake or deep dicked. I don't know which one to go with on this, but he looks awfully sexy in that leather. Out and about, nice and proud, march out of that closet. It's 2019. China can handle it. That is a fantastic picture. I'm liking the nips. The nips are a nice touch for the glorious leader of the glorious Republic of China. Got those nips sitting out there. Nice tight leather pants. Sexy. Now, if I were to post that on the Chinese internet, I'd probably be black-bagged and beaten to death. They'd be thrown in a ditch next to the motherfucker talking about Winnie the Pooh. Not allowable. Oh, do I have some more? I think I've got more of this stuff. Let me take some of this down. We've got so many pictures. There's Zinnie the Pooh. Oh, poor May got shot in the eye by the fucking police. Can't let her have her freedom. Got to blow that eye off with a nice beanbag round. Teach that bitch a lesson. Well, for those unaware, recently some things happened in the video game world that sort of, I guess, I don't even know how to put it. I mean, it's been a weird week because a lot of things have all happened simultaneously to really help highlight something that's going on in regards to American businesses working with or in China. Everything from the NBA to ESPN to South Park to Blizzard, Activision, and it's all happened in a very short span of time. So Let's take a look and see what's going on. This is some shenanigans happening. Get that out of the way here. So it all started. All the hubbub started with a banning. A Hearthstone player banned for supporting Hong Kong protests during a live stream. He must have said some outrageous things. Clearly, this man is a loose cannon. What horrible speech did he say live on the air during this interview? Aside from the 2 sentences, liberate Hong Kong, revolution for our age. Let's see if we can pull that clip up.
然后你随时可以开始，头先低下来。
光复香港，时代革命。
Now, as you can imagine, that probably pissed the Chinese off. But luckily, he's playing Hearthstone. And Blizzard Activision, that's an American company, so they're not going to care. They're not going to care if somebody goes out there and says something political, if they're talking about some world event or a political thing that's taking place. He's not using any racist or sexist language. I know Blizzard's really into that. If you play Overwatch and you sneeze at somebody wrong, you're going to get banned. If you say something naughty on social media, you're going to get banned. But our fine Hearthstone champion here didn't really say any of that, didn't really do any of that. It's just a little bit of an opinion of his. Maybe a little bit of a shit post in real life, having a little fun on the stream. Clearly, Blizzard's not going to have an issue with that. There's going to be no gripe with that. Oh, wait, no, they're going to completely fuck him in his ass. Upon further review, we found the action has violated the 2019 Hearthstone Grandmasters official competition rules, Section 6.10, and is individual behavior which does not represent Blizzard or Hearthstone esports. What a very bizarre clause to have in your esports contract. Don't mention Hong Kong. Maybe that's a little too specific. What's it say exactly? Engaging in any act that in Blizzard's sole discretion brings you into public disrepute, offends a portion or a group of the public, or otherwise damages Blizzard's image, will result in a removal from Grandmasters and reduction of the player's prize total to $0, in addition to other remedies, which may be provided for under the handbook and Blizzard's website terms. Grandmasters is the highest tier of Hearthstone esports. Oh boy, big leagues! And we take tournament rule violations very seriously. After an investigation, we are taking the necessary actions to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Talk about democracy and freedom. We're fucking Blizzard. Get on your knees and suck some cock. Oh, that's not communist friendly enough. You see little Zinny the Pooh over there? He's crying. You hurt his fucking feelings. Grab a jar of honey. You go give him a nice knobber. Give him some of that delicious honey, and you say, I'm sorry for saying democracy is good. Effective immediately. This player is removed from the Grandmasters and will receive no fucking prize money. Additionally, they're ineligible to participate in Hearthstone esports for 12 fucking months, beginning from October 5th and extending to October 5th of next year. We will also immediately cease working with both casters. Blizzard got so ass mad about this. They're such giant pussies that they didn't just go after the guy that said it. They went after the 2 dudes interviewing him. The 2 casters that were talking to him during a conversation, they got in trouble too. So it's not just our esports champ who lost all the fucking money he earned, lost his ability to compete, lost his championship, and was banned for a year. But the 2 people that happened to be sitting in that same conversation with him have been banned and barred from doing business with Blizzard from this point forward. We'd like to re-emphasize tournament and player conduct within the Hearthstone esports community from both players and talent, while we stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions. Players and other participants that elect to participate in our esports competition must abide by the official competition rules. That is perhaps some of the saddest, most pathetic shit I've ever seen. And when you look at it in the broad context of things, of other things that have been going on this week, you'll see how fucking pathetic it is. It's ridiculous. They go after the player because he said, what did he say again? Let's quote it verbatim. Let's see the big bad words that brought Blizzard into disrepute. Liberate Hong Kong, revolution for our age. Or I'm sorry, revolution of our age. Terrible. Fucking terrible. How could he say that? And everybody in the room that heard him say it, you're gone too. Get the fuck out of here. No more business with you. You've been put on the bad boy list. That's where you belong. Now you might be wondering, what would the motivator be for Blizzard Activision to behave like this? Why would they have such an immediate reaction? I mean, we've already heard that a large Chinese company, Tencent, owns a portion of stock in Blizzard Activision. Well, that's 5%. Exactly. 5%. 95% of the fucking stock is owned by outside interests. So there must be a little bit more to it. Well, if you look at their quarterly earning reports, it mentions, of course, that Tencent owns 5% of a stake in Blizzard. But the more interesting bit, the company earns 12% of its revenue from the Asia-Pacific region last quarter. So Blizzard, just to be really clear on this, Blizzard got so fucking freaked out by somebody saying free Hong Kong. They were worried that 12% of their revenue was going to disappear. And they fucking shit-canned him and went after the casters. That is some basic bitch shit on the part of this fucking company. Shameful. Shameful that an American company would behave like that. That they would bend the knee to another nation. Because let's be honest here. China can't take a joke. They get really fucked up when you make fun of them or when you say political statements they don't like. They purge their internet on a regular basis. When you've read stories in the news over the last few years talking about the social credit system, I mean, they want to tie everything into government approval. If you shitpost too hard on Weibo or whatever the fucking social media apps over there are, you're going to get knocked down. It's like a credit score. How we treat finances over here is how they treat public face and social credibility over there. You can't step out of line. Now, if China wants to run itself that way, fine. But Blizzard Activision is not a Chinese company. Blizzard Activision is not based in fucking Shanghai. Blizzard Activision is over here. And they didn't just, double down on it or triple down on it. They've gone balls deep. They've gone all out on this shit. So they banned the guy. They banned the guy and they stopped doing business with the two casters that were in the room. Ridiculous enough on its own. I mean, where does that end? What do you think's going to happen when BlizzCon rolls around? What is that? That's the end of this month, right? The end of October, the first couple of days of November? What do you think's going to happen if anybody dares to get up and ask a question about any of this? What do you think's going to happen if anybody wears a political statement on a t-shirt going into BlizzCon? They're going to get ousted. I mean, they may as well just update their fucking terms. Let's do this. Anyone wearing a Winnie the Pooh outfit will be prohibited from attending this year's BlizzCon. Those caught wearing will be asked to change outfits or leave the event. It was embarrassing enough when somebody asked them if it was an early April Fool's Day joke when it came to Diablo Mobile. But if you think they're going to let anybody get onto a mic and say anything about Hong Kong, about Tibet, about their behavior, about banning people in Hearthstone, about disassociating with two interviewers who let somebody make a free fucking statement, it's not going to happen. Now, I don't know what the reaction's going to be. I know there's been a lot of people talking about a boycott. There's been a lot of people talking about deleting their accounts, doing something, because they can't stomach how Blizzard behaved in this instance. I don't know if that means they're going to go to BlizzCon dressed as fucking Winnie the Pooh, waving a Tibetan flag with an eye patch over their fucking eye. More power to you. Make sure to live stream it. They're going to throw you out. You may as well get a little bit of press out of it. Make them really fucking uncomfortable when they haul your ass to the door. Update those cards. Gotta update those cards. Make sure they're relevant. The next expansion pack. I don't play Hearthstone, so I don't know how the fucking game's played. But people have been enjoying themselves making these stupid fucking gimmick cards to represent the retarded shit that's going on in this game. I mean, if we reach the point, and I can't believe I'm going to fucking say this. I can't believe I'm going to use the term competitive esports. But if we reach the point, what are they expecting? It's a fucking video game. Hey, you know what? If you're good at a video game and you go in and you win a video game tournament or you're the top of the list after a season, congrats. You played the fucking game and you played it well. But not anymore. And we've gone so far past the ridiculous censorship and PC crap that we're used to. Before it was the super, ultra, almost liberal perspective of you can't say anything that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. Fine. We've all adjusted to it. You can't spam naughty things in voice chat anymore. You can't have fun typing shit. You can't troll anymore. You're prohibited from doing any of that shit. But now it's reached the point where if you open your mouth to talk about anything, you need to check with the fucking corporation first to make sure they give you the okay. Basically, by Blizzard doing what it's done, it's not taking a neutral stance. It's telling you that it doesn't want a free Hong Kong. It's made its political statement. By you opening your mouth and saying that, and getting banned and fucked and having your money stolen, Blizzard is telling you they don't want a free Hong Kong. So, the next time you have an interesting idea about a political, topic that you want to raise during an interview, you better give Blizzard a fucking call. You better give them a call on the phone and you better ask them ahead of time. Hey, is it okay if I say this? What's the corporate stance on this? What am I allowed to talk about? What am I allowed to say? What is Blizzard Activision itself think about this particular topic? Can I like President Trump or do I need to hate him? What's your take on that? Can I talk about Hong Kong or Tibet or am I not allowed to do that? Can we talk about any of those mass shootings? That's probably not allowed, regardless of my take on it. Fucking ridiculous. But that's the part we find ourselves. That's where we are now. Now, to be fair, not every Blizzard employee apparently has taken this well. They've started their own little form of protest. All these companies love to talk about how they're all for free speech and expression. They want you to be you. Isn't that interesting? We've reached a point in society where you can put on a dress and call yourself a gender fluid, twin-spaced, headed dragon otherkin, and every corporation on the block will fucking applaud it. You're just expressing yourself. We don't want to repress that. We want you to express yourself. But if you say free Hong Kong, we're going to launch your ass over the wall with a catapult. Now put your dress back on, take your estrogen pills. That's the kind of freedom we want for you, but no political takes. Don't you dare talk about a democracy movement or what's going on with the people over there or the conflicts with the police that they're having or the violence that's being enacted upon them. Don't bring up 5 pillars. Don't bring up any of that. You're not allowed to. Nonetheless, some Blizzard employees, not liking the direction this has gone in, have decided, you know what, fuck it. We're going to walk out. We're just going to, fuck it. YOLO. You only live once. What are you going to do? And so this was reported today. Apparently yesterday, Blizzard employees walked out of work over the company's decision to ban pro-Hong Kong professional Hearthstone players. They held an all-day protest at the orc statue in the center of the company's Irvine campus. I want you to imagine that. I want you to imagine all those Blizzard employees walking out of the job because they're so fucking disgusted with their boss's bullshit and gathering at the orc statue to stage their own revolution. Give you a little idea of what that probably looked like. This is the closest representation of it I could find. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to those employees. They're probably going to get shit canned. They're probably going to get fired, or they're going to get demoted, or they're going to have pay cuts, or they're going to get shit assignments. The company will send a message to them. They'll find a way to send a message to them. You're not allowed to step out of line. We don't let anybody step out of line. Fuck you. But it's not just employees that are having an issue with this. Like I talked about, there are gamers, rise up gamers. There are gamers out there that want to do a boycott, that want to go beyond a boycott. They want to delete their fucking account. They want to walk away. Now, it's not a large majority. I'm not going to overrepresent it. I'm not going to say, oh my God, billions of people are leaving. Of course not. But there are some angry people. And some of those angry people don't want anything to do with this company anymore. Well, tough shit for you. We're not going to allow that. You're not allowed to leave. I hate to explain this to you, but you can't go. I've been watching this develop over the last 48 hours. So now Blizzard has disabled all 4 authentication methods to actively stop people from deleting their accounts. This is beyond disgusting. Spread awareness of this. Now, I can't personally vouch for this, but I have seen multiple people talking about it over the last few days, saying at first that Blizzard was asking for weird criteria to delete your account. Other people saying that when they tried to do it, they got an error message. And now people saying, hey, you're completely fucked. We're not going to let you delete your goddamn account. No. You're going to sit there and you're going to fucking like it. You're going to like it. I want you to look Zinni the Pooh in the eyes and say thank you. Thank you for not letting me delete my fucking account, communist Chinese overlords. I don't know what I was thinking. But at the very least, at the very fucking least, their new launcher matches the aesthetic. I mean, I think. Bravo, let's give a round of applause. Well done, Blizzard. That launcher, perfect. When I think BattleNet, that's what I think now. And I know. When I posted this picture, people were like, oh my God, Epic. Chip, come on. Epic Games. What are you doing? They're more owned by the Chinese than Blizzard is. What the fuck? Disgusting. You should make them a communist flag too. Well, funny enough, Tencent owns, again, 5% of Activision Blizzard. Remember that. Epic, on the other hand, there's a 40% stake in the company by Tencent. So there's 8 times more of a reason for Epic to get on its knees and suck some Chinese dick. And yet, what is Epic saying in the press right now? No. Unlike Blizzard, Epic Games says it won't ban players for political speech. Get fucked. The subtitle, Woke Fortnite. Of all the shameful shit, Blizzard, Epic, the guys that Tencent has 8 times more of a stake in are saying they won't do what you did. You fucking little bitches. You can even read, Sweeney was talking about this. So if Tfue said, free Hong Kong in a post-game interview, you wouldn't do anything. Tim Sweeney replies, exactly. They would not intervene. If one of their players or if somebody in one of their games says something after a tournament or in an interview, when they have a political take, he's saying, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to sanction them. They're allowed to do it. Goes on further to elaborate. I thought your company had a majority investor from the Chinese. Surely it would just end up in a similar situation. Investor pulls out, big chunk of cash flow. It's not the right decision to make, but I'm sure it puts any company on the edge. Tim's response. Epic is a U.S. company, and I'm the controlling shareholder. Tencent is an approximately 40% shareholder, and there are many other shareholders, including employees and investors. 40% is a big cut, though. They've already apparently pulling out of the NBA league. Can you honestly say if a similar event happened to you, you wouldn't sever ties with the said influential figure, i.e. the NBA coach or the Hearthstone champion? This is Tim Sweeney again. This is today. Absolutely. That will never happen on my watch as the founder, CEO, and controlling shareholder of the company. Epic Games. They could be talking out of their ass. It could be complete bullshit on the part of Tim, on the part of Epic. And yet even making this kind of statement in a tweet on a public social media account is enough to offend the Chinese that there would be repercussions for what he's just said here. And I'll explain that a little bit when we get to some of the other stuff that's going on. But fucking Tim and fucking Epic are basically making Blizzard look like a bitch. That's why, at least right now, with all the shit Epic Games does, with all their bullshit exclusivity and the crap they've been doing with the money hatting, at least they don't have a fucking commie flag for their icon, for their launcher icon. Of all the shit. Oh, and before you wonder, hey, what's EA up to? Well, aside from making terrible games and charging you microtransactions out of your ass, apparently Apparently, certain things aren't allowed over at EA either. If you want to create an EA account with the name Free Tibet, get fucked. It's prohibited. You're not going to be allowed to make an account with that name. I took it a little step further. Blizzard will ban you for political speech. EA won't even let you on the fucking service with political speech. Now, when I started talking about this, I said the Chinese can't take a joke. They're giant pussies. They don't like it. They don't like banter. I don't think they're used to banter in this regards. And you can see that based on some of the reactions that are circulating around. Here's one screen cap that's been passed around quite a bit. This is them speaking about people's reaction to the banning in Hearthstone and people's reaction to talking about Hong Kong or Tibet or anything. The translation's on the right-hand side. This is from one of their social media services. If they support Hong Kong, then it's only fair for me to support 9/11. Oh, sick burn, baby. Sick burn. Supporting freedom of speech, huh? Then I support the independence of California. I don't know if that's a threat. I support that too. I think I agree with the Chinese. Let's get rid of California. Let it be its own independent country. You can see how well it's handling its power situation right now with a 5-day long, or an upcoming 5-day long, rolling brownout. With 800,000 people affected, fuck it, let California have its independence. And then finally, 9/11 should be a wonderful day for the U.S. since they're all about freedom of speech. Oh, you got us. You got us. The interesting thing, and I don't know if these Chinese posters would be aware of this in regards to this, but you can go on social media talk about 9/11. You're not going to get shit kicked off of it. Now, if you use some certain language to talk about the people flying the planes, maybe, but not for political speech, you're going to get taken down. That's probably going to be somebody offended that you use some racial things when discussing it. But even better, it's not even there are multiple examples of this. I think this is my favorite one from a multiplayer match.
I have a friend that actually
Taiwan #1.
the HK Alex Yo. The whole thing that started the whole investigation and
Taiwan #1.
and he told me about something about like one of the big players streaming. And there would be one person
Taiwan #1.
cheating and leaving the rest of the legit team. And I think that guy just killed both of them.
Same guy. Taiwan #1.
Yo,
Yeah, that's me. Yep. Taiwan #1. Fuck you.
Taiwan #2, China
China #4.
I'm looking at angry.
Japan #2. Taiwan #1.
Oh my God, Chinese #1, USA #2, Russia #2, USA number 8, okay? Taiwan #3, fuck you, baby.
Taiwan #1. This makes me want to go. Well, I couldn't do it on a Blizzard Activision game, obviously, but thank God for Steam and Epic. I want to go into multiplayer games and just start using that. Taiwan #1, Hong Kong #2, China #0. It gets so fucking ass mad. It's great. Now, a lot of this has to do with Tencent. And we'll talk about this, but it even goes beyond that. But just Tencent, to give people an idea of how big this company is and how much influence it has over an entire industry, multiple industries, actually. You can read from their Wikipedia article. Listen to how insane this is. In March of 2018, Tencent acquired a 5% stake in Ubisoft from Vivendi. In May of 2018, it acquired a majority stake in the New Zealand-based Grinding Gear Games, the developers of the Path of Exile. As of March 2018, Tencent is the largest video game company in the world. It wholly or partially owns game companies, Grinding Gear Games, 80% of it, Miniclip, an undisclosed majority stake. They own 100% of Riot Games. Giyu Mobile, they own 14%, Epic Games, 40%. Activision Blizzard, 5%. Ubisoft, 5%. Paradox Interactive, 5%. And Supercell, 84 fucking percent. If you want to get into the market in Asia, if you want to get into China and have access to all that potential earnings, well, one, you're going to need a contact point, and it seems like Tencent is a company that does that. They start investing in foreign companies, be they in America or Europe, start doing business with them, open some doors, and oh my God, you're making all this money. But then you get a phone call. Hey, let's not say that. Hey, let's remove this from your product. Hey, one of your champions said something we don't like. Do you like all that fucking Chinese money? Well, you'd better do what we tell you. It's an insidious corporation that's little tentacles are finding their way into other companies. The largest video game company in the fucking world. And if you think that, oh, well, the big ones will never be touched. I mean, those are all third party. Those are all third party companies. They're never going to touch Nintendo. Our boy Nintendo, it's a Japanese company. And you know the whole Nanking thing. I don't think that's going to work. Nintendo's safe, right? Nope. Nintendo and Tencent reveal Switch release plans for China. Tencent comes with risks, but could be the ideal partner for Nintendo. And that happened just 2 months ago. So now here's Nintendo entering the Chinese market. And who are they doing it with? Oh, yes. The biggest video game company in the world. The biggest video game company in the world that apparently got a company it only had 5% of an investment in to get on its knees and suck some cock. Now, I know Nintendo's been heralded lately, and it's crazy to me, but it's the truth. In regards to Sony censoring its games for sexual content and other things, Nintendo has been releasing basically uncensored versions. Not all the time. Sometimes the companies that translate some of the dialogue might fuck around with stuff, but you get some nice anime titties. But now here's Nintendo partnering up with Tencent, and who fucking knows what's going to happen? You know, when you're developing a game and you're coming out with a concept and play mechanics and character designs and a plot and a storyline, and you've got this giant Chinese market and the biggest video game company in the world that's going to open the door for you, are you going to start checking in with them? Are you going to start checking in to make sure that this character can look like this, that this plot point's allowable, that they can talk about politics in this way? And it's terrifying to me that it's not just third-party companies now that are doing business with a corporation like Tencent. It's companies that shouldn't have any need to. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in regards to Nintendo, but it's something to watch. If you start seeing weird censorship, if stuff seems like it's happening and you can't quite place why it's taking place, it's that little fucking penguin doing it to you. Good God. What are you doing? Oh, you know, let me put this back up. There we go. Let's get Zinny the Pooh on screen. The architect of this dysfunctional relationship between independent, free-loving countries and a country that can't take a fucking joke. You know, South Park wasn't fibbing. Our little Zinny the Pooh there, you can't talk about that on Chinese social media. You can't talk about that on Chinese internet. Think of all the times your elected leaders have been made fun of, whether you're here in the U.S. or abroad. Think of the amount of times Donald Trump has been the ass end of a joke, or Hillary Clinton has been the ass end of a joke. Think about how much people mock Justin Trudeau, or Angela Merkel, or Macron from France. Any of these leaders, all the shit they get, all the memes and all the jokes, just day in and day out. And yet something is innocuous as calling the leader of China a Winnie the Pooh lookalike is so offensive that they have purged it from their internet. And you'll get in big trouble if you try to post those images or talk about how Pooh-like he is. And those people, that nation of hypersensitive little fucktards, they're the ones that are now heavily invested in American entertainment, European entertainment, and they're the ones that are going to be calling the shots. And who knows how far that's going to go. I mean, if they can push them a little bit, they can push them a lot. If they can get Blizzard Activision to bend the knee like that and suppress somebody saying something as basic and non-offensive as free Hong Kong, if they can discuss that, if they can suppress the discussion of that, who fucking knows what's going to come up next? You know, I remember a story, was it the remake of Red Dawn? Where it initially was going to have Chinese troops, China, as the antagonist in the remake. But Hollywood was so afraid that that would push them out of the market that they remade it to make them North Korean. Am I thinking of this right? I think they did this in a video game too. So you have to rewrite your fucking plot. You have to rewrite your script. You're not allowed to have us as an antagonist. We're not going to allow it. You need to change some things around. And these companies are so willing to do that. And again, this plays into what's been going on with South Park, what's been going on with the NBA, and just other things. I'll give you a quick rundown of how ridiculous this shit is. Oh, let me pull this down here. South Park mocked China and got censored. So they mocked China some more. Now here's how you do it. South Park made a episode where they brought up the Winnie the Pooh thing. They talked about Chinese censorship and American companies bending the knee. And I'll show you the reaction in a second. Let me show you South Park's apology. This was their apology. This is the official apology from the official account. Like the NBA, we welcome the Chinese censors into our homes and into our hearts. We too love money, more than freedom and democracy. Z doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. Tune in to our 300th episode this Wednesday at 10. Long live the great Communist Party of China. May this autumn's sorghum harvest be bountiful. We good now, China? They didn't find that as funny as you might have found that. In fact, South Park has been removed entirely, as in all mentions of it on social media are gone. All video clips of it are gone. All sites that allow access to episodes are gone. The creators' social media accounts are gone. The official accounts on social media are gone. South Park doesn't exist anymore. By making a joke episode and shitting on the Chinese and their ridiculous behavior, it has been purged entirely from their internet. And it's not the first time this shit has happened. John Oliver, of all people, mocked Chinese censorship, and he as well is censored in China. And it doesn't even have to be something where you're making fun of them directly. If they don't like your foreign policy or the way you handle your own military affairs, well, you're fucked. The surprising reason why China is blocking all South Korean music and television. China's hysteria over the U.S.-Korea missile defense deal is getting weird. I want you to imagine one day you wake up and an entire genre of something you like from an entire country has disappeared. All traces of it have been wiped out because Chinese authorities don't like a military deal you had with another nation. So because they've installed a missile defense system that the U.S. gave them to protect themselves from the fucking North Koreans, all K-pop, no more K-pop for you. You're fucked. All your K-pop shows, all your K-pop music, that's gone. So it goes far beyond just corporate censorship. It goes far beyond just investing in an area, in a nation, and then dictating terms to them. If they don't like your foreign policy, your military stances, they'll try to economically hurt you in this way. And we saw this with the NBA. This again happened just this week. Daryl Morey tweeted, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." Again, pretty innocuous. I get the Chinese don't like it. They see it as their city, their territory. They don't like these rioters. They don't like these protesters. But this is an American saying something on American social media. That's his fucking opinion. Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong. But oh no, that's not allowed. Nearly all of the NBA's Chinese partners have cut ties with the league. 11 of NBA's Chinese local partners have suspended or ended their relationship with the league. Earlier this week, Tencent, again, they're not just video games, they're involved in fucking everything. Earlier this week, Tencent, Luckin Coffee, and Vivo suspended their relationships with the NBA. The relationship between the NBA and the China began eroding with the Houston Rockets general manager Darryl tweeted in support of the anti-government protests in Hong Kong. Even fucking ESPN, ESPN is scared. This is a leaked internal memo forbidding discussion of Chinese politics when discussing Chinese politics. How do you even do that? We want you to talk about it, but we don't want you to talk about it. We don't want to offend the Chinese and fuck ourselves financially somehow. So we need to suppress the story. Or if we do talk about it, we need to talk about it in a way that's permissible. So when you're talking about something related to Chinese politics and the NBA and their business relationships, don't talk about Chinese politics. It's fucking lunacy. It's all these corporations. Some of these companies are huge. Some of these organizations are huge. Billions of dollars. And they're fucking terrified to offend China because they're such sensitive little bitches about things. And that fear of losing money in a business relationship is getting these companies and these organizations to suppress free speech. Blizzard is telling you, we're not going to allow free speech. The NBA is telling people, we're not going to allow free speech. ESPN is telling people, we're not going to allow free speech. We don't give a shit if you're in a country that legally codified the idea of free speech. We want those Chinese dollary dues. Fuck you. And if you have a problem with that, we'll throw your ass in a gulag, I guess. I don't fucking know. What the fuck is going on? How did all these companies, especially a lot of these American companies, become so goddamn weak-willed when it came to sticking up for... I guess you can't say sticking up for the customer. Companies these days seems to have contempt for their customers. But this is a level beyond that. It's ridiculous to assume... When you think about it, you're playing a video game. And after you're done playing the goddamn video game that you're very good at, because you made a political statement, they're going to oust you. It's retarded. If you are in the NBA, if you work in the NBA and you make a political statement, everybody's fucked. So they're going to suppress you. When you're a news organization, I guess you're covering sports news. If you're ESPN, you can't even cover the fucking story without getting shit on. It's ludicrous. I don't know, Chad. Am I old? Am I not woke enough to the new Chinese way of things? You know, for a few years now, I've been uneasy about the idea of Tencent. But I guess I really never sat down and thought about how far beyond that it extends. It's not just video games. It's not that they're buying up vast amounts of these companies. They're investing heavily in these companies. And with that investment and the markets that investment opens up, having more of an influence on these companies, it's all forms of entertainment. It's all forms of media. Video games, movies, television, music, sports. If you step out of line, fuck your free speech. It's just very weird. It's surreal to me to see Americans bend a knee like this. And then to act like they've not done something disgusting by doing that. You know, it makes me wonder, if it had been a Blizzard employee that had said that, what would have happened? Would they fire them? If a Blizzard employee went onto Twitter right now and said, "Free Hong Kong," would Blizzard fire them? If an Activision employee went on to Twitter right now and said, "Free Hong Kong," would they be fired? What would the justification for it be? Because apparently they're not opposed to banning you and taking your money and taking your championship and taking your lucrative deal, casting their bullshit. If you're in the room with somebody that makes those statements, they're willing to fuck you over. They're not opposed to making it impossible for you as a consumer to delete your account in protest. So what about those employees? It makes me wonder what's going to happen to the people that walked out of the companies, and it makes me wonder what's going to happen to any employee that has the balls to go out publicly on social media and bring this up. And yet Blizzard Activision is trying to act like it'll just blow over. And I know that's what they're hoping for. Oh, just give it a day. Just give it a few days, and they'll forget about it. We're so totalitarian with everything else we do. What are they going to do? We've trained them to get used to Chinese censorship. And in fact, I would posit this, chat. Let me ask you this. Here's my hot take on this. Let's put our tinfoil on. Let's cue this shit up. Over the last few years, I'd say maybe the last 3 years, we've noticed an increase in censorship on the part of video game companies. Now, we attributed that to SJWs. We attributed that to liberal progressives pushing PC culture. But what if that wasn't the case? What if these companies are so cucked to the Chinese that they're just kind of paving the way? What if when a Blizzard or an Activision starts getting really authoritarian and saying things like, if you speak out of line and you're not even in our multiplayer, if you're an Overwatch player and you upload a clip of you fucking with another Overwatch player, and that other Overwatch player, they didn't even report you, but if we see it, we're going to ban you. If you say something offensive, we're going to ban you. I mean, we've been thinking it's coming from one direction, but what if it's a business decision? What if these companies have become so censorship happy and so repressive in how you express yourself in a video game simply because they want Chinese dollars? Maybe there's a communist sitting in the Activision Blizzard office telling them, no. You can't say that in Overwatch. We're not going to allow it. No. That's offensive to us. Make them remove it. I want you to ban that shit poster. How dare they do that? Oh, you want those Shanghai dollars? You'd better do what we tell you to do. I have to say it. I think the Russians were right. We fucked up, folks. The Russians were right. We should have listened. In 1969, when Nixon got a fucking phone call from Russia that quite literally said, hey, what's up, USA? It's us, the Russians. Oh, I'm sorry, the Soviet Union. Hey, I had a fun idea. Maybe we should just nuke China right now. What do you say? Let's just nuke them, Nixon. China's getting kind of uppity. And I got a bad feeling about where this is going to go. Let's nuke the shit out of them. Let's fucking wipe them off the face of the earth. And of course, we were a little worried about the whole, World War III thing that we said no. I think maybe we should have listened to the Russians. I think they might have been right in that regard. But of course not. We had to be the good guys about it. Oh no. Nuclear holocaust is a step too far, Vlad. I'm sorry. We can't co-sign that. How do you think the executives at Blizzard Activision, reacted after they banned him? I'm sure it was quite a jovial situation. I'm sure they banned him, suppressed his speech, and then probably all drank some champagne together.
Without further interruption, let's celebrate and suck some dick.
That's actual footage from the headquarters of Blizzard Activision. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what the remedy to this situation is. What do you do? You've got these foreign investors that have such an undue influence over American companies. And you would think they'd be ashamed to behave like this, but they don't give a shit. They just want to make money. And until it's until there's some kind of a financial impediment making them reconsider their actions, they're not going to give a flying fuck. I think it's a bit ridiculous, especially, let me pull this up again, especially if this is true. Where is it here? Oh yeah, I can't delete. The idea that this is almost perfect. It's like poetry. It's every line rhymes with the next. China is offended about people protesting in Hong Kong. And it will not let them protest. And Blizzard, if this is right, is doing the same thing China's doing. They won't let you protest by deleting your account. Blizzard isn't just sucking Chinese dick. They're LARPing as China. Amazing. Fuck it. Oh, we love China so much we're going to behave like them. You're not allowed to do that. Oh no, there's no protesting here. Fuck you. Blizzard Activision's not going to allow it. Oh, I need a minute. I need a minute to calm myself down. I'll let Chris Redfield here talk for a second while I grab myself just a sip of some spirits.
This is Chris Redfield. I'm currently pinned down. I don't know how many of them there are. They just keep coming. My entire team's down. I'm doing all I can to survive. I don't think I'm gonna make it. So I need to make sure I leave this message. Please. Tell Leon Kennedy. I need him to fuck my sister. I won't be able to be there to make sure it happens, but... Damn it, you make sure that he does. Claire! Sorry, sis. This is all I can do now.
I've got all these fucking clips. I never get a chance to use half of them, and they're all just kind of sitting there. I never get a chance to use them. It really depresses me. Like, oh, I've got this one. I love this. It's out of context, of course, but it's so great. I'll never get a chance to use it on anything else.
I masturbated in front of thousands of children. Thousands of children.
Oh, God. Oh, of course. How could I forget about World War Waifu? Do you all remember the battle for the body pillow?
Das da ist die Schimmerkasse. Das da ist die Schickreifu. Und das da ist die deutsche Lolli. Ich habe ihren Namen vergessen, aber...
Tarih yazıyor Allah'ın asıl anları. Dünyada tarih yazıyor Allah'ın asıl anları. Severek kabullenip.
Hier seht ihr mein schöner Harem.
Uçakların üstündedir.
Hier haben wir noch mehr Animo-Figuren.
Uçaklara hak bize yeter.
Just sitting around, sitting in a folder, just waiting to be used. Just never get to use them. Oh, I remember that day. On the battlefield. All the dead waifus. All those beautiful body pillows thrown to the ground and desecrated. As the Nazis and ISIS fought over them. Tragic, really. Absolutely tragic. Ah, World War Waifu. I like it. It's got a good ring to it. So how's your day going, chat? How are things going for you? I will get to the... I see the super chats. I will get to them in a little bit here. We'll get to them. I don't know. I wish YouTube did polls. I mean, StreamMe did them. I don't know if DLive will ever implement them, but just nice functional polls would be great. So I can ask a question and get a solidly decent answer. But I guess what's your opinion on this? To me, I think it's shameful that an American company would behave this way. I think it's ludicrous that you'd punish people playing a video game, esports champions, for expressing something as innocuous as free Hong Kong. Yes, obviously the Chinese government isn't going to like a statement like that. I get it. We all fucking get it. But I don't think other countries would respond in such a way. You know, if there were Americans saying free California, I think people would probably tell them, yes, do that. Get rid of them. We don't want them here. Now, I don't know if a boycott will have any success. I don't know if people mass deleting their accounts will have any success. But what I think would be the novel approach to something like this is to make these corporations and companies uncomfortable. All these different gaming companies like to have their own little events, whether it's a BlizzCon, whether they show up to a gaming expo or an E3 or something like that. They all have their different tournaments. I would love to see them be forced to address it. I would love to see them be put into uncomfortable situations where a man dressed as Winnie the Pooh asked them their thoughts on Hong Kong, and to watch them just squirm while they're standing on stage. What do you hate democracy? Do you hate protesters? Answer me, Mr. Activision. Yes, I do own a phone. In fact, I'm reading tweets right now calling you a piece of shit. Do you want to answer the question I've asked you? Can you not see this Pooh Bear is very serious about shit? I'm kind of looking forward to BlizzCon. I'm kind of looking forward to somebody doing something that's going to make these people fucking uncomfortable. That's going to make them look ridiculous. I mean, this is a joke, obviously. But I bet you if you show up to BlizzCon, if you show up to an event like that dressed as Winnie the Pooh and start talking about Hong Kong and Tibet, they'll throw you out. I can almost guarantee you, you will be escorted off of the premises. You will be shown the door. God. It's just everybody. Everybody's getting fucked lately, aren't they? If you're a content creator on the internet, if you're just a shit poster on social media, you've got all these different corporations breathing down your neck about what you can say, what you can talk about, what you can do. And so it silences all these independent people. And now you've got the big corporations that should be impervious to something like that because they've got billions of fucking dollars. And they're bending the knee because they're so desperate to get into a foreign market with so many people in it that they're willing to suppress your free speech and your ability to compete in their fucking video games. I mean, is that in terms of service? Are they going to start kicking you out of games now for that? I mean, fuck esports. If you say free Hong Kong and Overwatch, are you getting banned? You start talking about Tibet and WoW, are you gone? Is the GM going to come in and just throw you out? Like, what the fuck's going to happen? They feel, isolated, or not isolated, insulated. Impervious to your fucking with them. I'm curious, what's going to happen to those employees? What's going to happen to the guy that works for that company that says something publicly? I mean, if it's anything like the NBA, they'll be forced to delete the statement and then have the chairman and all these different high-up figures in these organizations come out and say, no. We don't agree with that. Fuck what that person said. We love China. China's great. Fuck Hong Kong. Fuck anybody that wants more freedoms, that wants their own say, that they want some free speech. Fuck them. We don't believe in free speech. We believe in money. We want to make those dollars. It's fucking disgusting. Every time you think you can't get more depressed about the state of gaming, something comes along and just fucks it up. It just makes it go one level deeper. Just gets a little bit worse. You feel a little more hopeless. Get fucked on pricing. Get fucked on your ability to say things. Get fucked on your ability to troll in a game. Now you can't express political takes in tournaments. I'm sure that'll extend into the games themselves. I mean, the future of gaming on these platforms is going to be basically mute. You're just, nobody's going to say anything. Everybody's going to be walking on fucking eggshells, worried that if they say something, they lose access to the tournament, to the competitive league, to the multiplayer itself. That's a nice purchase. Here's $60. Fuck me in my ass. Here's some money I paid for your product. Here's some money I entered your tournament. Could you imagine if Evo did this? Can you picture Low Tier God, winning at Street Fighter? I know that's an outside chance, but let's say he pulled off the impossible. Low Tier God gets up there and he fucking wins at Street Fighter. And he gets up there and says free Hong Kong, and then some Evo representative tackles him. You can't say that here. You need to get the fuck out of here, Low Tier God. Right, we don't like that talk around here. Fucking free Hong Kong, get out. No more Street Fighter for you. You're not allowed. How fucking embarrassing, man. The fact that Epic is willing to take a stand and actually say, no, we're not gonna do what they do. The fact they're willing to do that and Blizzard Activision is fucking mind-blowing to me. So I'm gonna keep that as their little launch icon. Probably get banned for saying what I've said. Who gives a shit? Fuck yourself, Blizzard. Somebody at Blizzard watches this. Go fuck yourself. Your employees are right to walk out. You should be ashamed of yourself. What the fuck is the matter with you? You don't like American principles. You don't like free speech. You don't like people being able to talk about something. Why don't you take your fucking headquarters and leave? Why don't you go live over there? You like China so fucking much. Why don't you pack up your fucking company and you go move over there? And you see how much you like it. Fucking faggots. Just shameful. Just shameful. I feel embarrassed for you. I feel embarrassed for you. Terrible. I'm going to put his picture back up of him wearing his gimp suit. I think that's the way we should go with this. I see somebody in chat said, Rip Boogie. I guess Boogie is dead now for the 800th time. Rip and Pepperoni Boogie will never forget you. Not sure what he died from this time. Maybe instead of letting his wife, or I'm sorry, ex-wife get fucked by the bull, maybe Boogie decided to get fucked by the bull himself and had a terrible anal tear and bled out. Rip and Pepperoni will always remember you, Prince, and your modern puppet videos. By the way, has anybody seen that? Boogie is doing puppet videos now. It's like a video suicide note. I don't know why he's doing them, but he's doing them. Oh, poor guy. I feel better. See, isn't that great? Isn't it nice to live in America where you can go on a stream or on a site and say what you think and not have the government say, no, no, no. You're not allowed to express that political take. We love China too much. It's nice being able to vent. Must suck to be Chinese. Must suck to be Chinese and want to say something on social media, not be allowed to. Can't risk that social credit score. Can't risk a government official black bagging your ass. Good God. All right. That was cathartic. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Cathartic. Like I said, it was either going to be a stream or a video. I've said my piece, I think. I feel better. Got it out. Looking forward to BlizzCon. Hoping somebody shows up dressed as Winnie the Pooh. Really, again, fantastic idea. Somebody should take me up on that. See how quickly you can get thrown out. See if you can sneak in first with the Winnie the Pooh outfit in a bag so they don't know you have it. And then put it on. And then walk out to the mic. Have a friend hold the mic for you. Run, get dressed as Winnie the Pooh. And then run your big fat Pooh Bear ass up to that mic. And scream Free Hong Kong. Give them the finger. And see what happens. I'd say that would be an epic gamer moment. You would have risen up. No more bottom texting for you. Fuck the authorities. You do what you want to do. Go full Joker on their ass. What are they going to do to stop you? Tackle you? I mean, I've seen some of those employees not in the best shape. I think you could outrun them, even in a full Pooh outfit. I think you could probably escape their clutches. Best of luck. Godspeed to you, brave soldier. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I've got a backlog of super chats here. Let me start addressing some of these. All right, put that on. Okay, so like I said, I've got a bunch of super chats. I'll start reading those now, answering them. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Again, if you have a Blizzard Activision account, I don't think you're going to be able to delete it. They're not letting people delete their fucking accounts. At least that's what people are reporting. I don't know where this ends. I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody else goes to a tournament and says something. Are they going to get banned too? Are they going to lose all their money? The money thing pisses me off. I mean, you win prize money and then it's all taken from you. What the fuck is that? It's that financial incentive. It's that insidious financial incentive. Oh, well, we're not technically saying you can't express yourself. We're just saying that if you want to express yourself, we're going to make sure you're poverty-stricken. We're going to make sure you live in the fucking gutter where you belong for having an opinion our corporation and our lovely Zinni the Pooh don't like. Get fucked. God. Blizzard's out of its fucking mind.